Guys, so we're live in the studio. Jason, Lenny, Kujitrib, Cyril. When presidents die, or sometimes some politicians die, and they pass on, their legacy is remembered by them being named after places that become iconic. Like we see the Kotoka International Airport, the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the what do you call the runabout around Togo, the Togolese embassy area? There's a name for that runabout. Is that Sankara? But there used to be Sankara Circle, Akweje Interchange, and stuff like that. And all these are named after people whose impact was felt in our culture. Now, we ask ourselves that if we are truly honored, and we felt that, and people call Lumba a cultural icon. I beg to ask, guys, maybe I have forgotten, but are there any places named after musicians, because of their music impact, in society, in culture, that helps shape, change the narrative and the way we live and all of those things? Is there any Ghanaian artist named such?
I don't.
None of us can recall anything.
I don't know of any. But
so it comes, even though I have an argument that probably what the end result conversation is that we're looking for. I just wish that for a person like Daddy Lumba, but also then that would be unfair to other people who have passed on, who also had music that was very impactful. Papa Yankson, Dasibre Jamina, the likes Osibisa and all these persons. But we sort of just the funeral, we remember their music, we play once in a while. They say what's his name, his music spiked on Apple Music or so in the past couple of days, or of course because he was at the center of was in the spotlight, so people just want to have that, relive those moments again, so they'll go and listen. What do you think will be a befitting way of remembering Daddy Lumba? That is a question, and this question goes out to us all as well as watching. But in house, to you, what would be a befitting way to remember Daddy Lumba?
Yeah, Jay, so you mentioned a few other icons like those CBSAs, the Papa Yanksons. We've had so many of them over the years, and I just wanted to highlight the fact that there are certain names who have had an impact, especially within certain cultures. It goes without saying. Like you don't even, when you mention names, you mention them. Like you will remember them. But there are names that are always resonating with the people, and I think one of them is Daddy Lumba. And because of their achievements and the impact, or the intensity of the impacts that they've had, I don't know of any artist from Ghana who has won the President's Medal or who has been given the President's there's a award, the President's Medal Award or something that he received in 2024. I don't know of any artist here in Ghana who has received that. It's a lifetime achievement award. He has 33 albums, 200 songs, 4 decades in, right? He's made music everywhere. He pioneered Burger High Life. He has mentored several high life artists. Like he has actually done a lot of, he was able to weave. I think that we still listen to his music and break it down, the proverbs and stuff. So he was unique in his own way, and that was why that's Daddy Lumba. Yes. That's why he's been able to have the impact. I think the day he died, his songs were being played everywhere you pass. Like everywhere you pass,
even like yesterday.
Yes, you hear his songs everywhere. Like I was coming from I think
I don't know, I get that point, so I'm sorry to fast because of time.
I'm just trying to say that you can't, while other people have also had impact, you can't compare the impact that he has had to theirs. So maybe it will be befitting if they they made
so you're saying he deserves it more?
Not that he deserves it more, but I mean I'm trying to get the point. Others have called for a state burial. I think it's something.
No. You see, the burial service is not the problem. The burial service, I think, across board, everybody of that status gets those that befit. Look, the whole Ghana was on its knees mourning when Ebony passed on. All right, we all attended. You saw impact. We've seen presidents write to the loss of Daddy Lumba. We've seen quite a number of people, but beyond the funeral. I mean, when His Excellency, the late Flight Lieutenant General, is passed on, we all mourn. People were sad. You understand? We missed a great personality.
Yeah.
But the question is that there's Rolling Circle, or is it Rolling Circle? Is it Rolling Circle? There's
Rollins
Circle.
Park.
Rollins Park. Sorry,
There's
Rollins
both.
Park. Both.
What's Rollins Circle?
Medina.
Yes, there's Rolling Circle. Yeah, I knew I had heard it.
Small
somewhere.
roundabout.
That's small roundabout.
Intersection of
Yeah.
You understand?
Hey,
So now the question
Heading
is
to
that
Medina Estate. That's
All of
the
them.
area,
Wh-
yeah.
when you have played around areas,
Let me go because now you're on some.
when you have played around areas, you know your town very well. when you wear this kind of glasses, this like, you know that.
shout outs to Verbs.
Yeah, Verbs, Charlie. Yeah, I like the way he's marked it nicely. Shout out to Verbs. Verbs the Medina, so he knows that the area we ball.
We are lost.
Yeah, man.
It's okay.
No. Oh, it's fine. That area going. We are MPs in that area.
Okay.
Yes. So now the question is beyond the funeral, Kojo. What would be a befitting? It's a very simple question, though. What would be a befitting
either in a museum
way to
or-
remember
Yeah.
Daddy Lumba?
His-
And then beyond him, it goes to the others as well. That when it comes to our music, and these are artists that didn't just release music that they were timeless.
Yeah. So I think that this thing could actually trigger, because somebody could have passed 50 years ago, but they still have an impact. So maybe a conversation like this, if it happens, that Daddy Lumba is named after a street, or there's a statue, then we
The street is named after Daddy Lumba.
Oh, sorry, a street is named. Sorry, a street is named
Is that-
after that.
Daddy Lumba is named after-
My bad. A street is named after Daddy Lumba, or a statue is made for him. The thing is, it could trigger, other conversations, because in America there's Martin Luther King and other great people. So it takes nothing away, from giving that addition to his legacy.
But it
That,
raises the conversation of other people.
Yes. And the good thing is it will enhance the conversation of, these people did this, like Osibisa. Because somebody listening to this will say, Osibisa deserves that because of what they did, the impact they had, as Kojo said. So it's a good thing. It's a win-win, if we can have these people recognized in other ways, apart from just the music they left behind. So I don't see anything. I think it would be cool.
So if you had the mandate or the power to do that, what would you feel would be a befitting way to remember Daddy Lumba and other greats? And I'm talking about music and the creative arts, because again, like I'm saying, that I that's why I posed the question that, please, if any creative arts person has been named after certain places, you can help remind me. Maybe I have forgotten.
In Ghana, you mean?
In Ghana,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
in Ghana. Yeah, Cyril.
Don't remember.
Is it fam?
It's fame.
Yeah, I think everything you've said is fine and in order. But that's the face value and the reactive and most unfortunate thing that we always do. Daddy Lumba is a legend. He's a pace setter. But like many pace setters and legends and great people that we've had in Ghana and lost, we are repeating the same mistake where we have a knee-jerk reaction. We sensationalize the loss. Streams and viewership go up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for the streams as well. I'm sure
There's a big memorial and funeral. People get to dress up and make it about them for their Instagrams and TikToks.
True.
And then we bury the legend, and then nothing happens.
About him.
The right way and the only way to ensure that we institutionalize our greats, we immortalize our greats, is to institutionalize them. Let me hear about the Daddy Lumba School of Songwriting, the Daddy Lumba course on performative arts, Daddy Lumba song on music promotion, a school on music promotion, even a course, even a PDF online that you can download, where somebody has intentionally mapped out the journey of Daddy Lumba, what he did.
Please give me another politician's name who's passed on that we remember, aside from Rollins and co.
Professor Atta Mills.
Atta Mills, thank you very much. Yeah.
You understand? Where the experience, the expertise, and the data that is available from the life and times of Daddy Lumba is curated into a knowledge base and an experience that can be relived by others, where learnings can be taken from it,
that.
where his impact and the legacy that we are so happy about today becomes a timeless legacy because it is being reproduced in other artist.
But
You
Cyril,
go to black
shouldn't
colleges
these
and-
be things that should have been done by him?
Yes, no.
You see, I
So let me-
think
so
that
that's exactly
in
what I
as
was
much
about
as
to say.
in
That's
as
exactly
much
what I was
as
about to
someone
say.
can do that, if he had done it,
So the there's that, but that becomes a private personal decision if he wanted to go into that and do that. But here's the case: we are the same people who would have probably pushed back, passed comments, vilified him, ridiculed certain decisions and whatever, right? In or post what's it called, posthumously. It is now we who have that mandate to do that, because Martin Luther King's journey, his struggles, his lectures, his speeches, his insights have been imbibed into college education and syllabus and well documented, not by he himself, but by people who appreciate the life he lived, and by the fact that his life was so phenomenal and impactful that let's not just say, oh my God, Martin Luther King is dead, and then go to sleep, but let's immortalize it and make Martin Luther King's life timeless, so that in the year 3000 somebody can pick a PDF, watch a documentary, go to a college and still learn from Martin Luther King, even though they didn't experience him in real time. Daddy Lumba's music journey, 40 years, 33 albums, hundreds of songs, venues, locations, touring, singing in German, appealing to international audiences. We sit on this platform and we're asking why artists in 2025 can't sell out international venues and need to gather Ghana and Nigerian audiences to fill 2/3 of their venues in their international shows. Daddy Lumba was doing that when? Who has understudied it? Who wrote the book? Who has asked how? We are going to let that information, that knowledge, die when we bury Daddy Lumba.
Is what I'm saying, that right now I think that if he was still with us and we had that conversation as to how were you able to sell out these venues, how were you able to put your writings together, how have you managed to build a 30-year plus career, how have you managed to put out all of these albums and these songs and still remain relevant over decades and decades and decades, it will be more feasible than now we have to rely on word of mouth. We have
There's
to
no word of
rely
mouth. He
on
didn't work
people saying,
no, he didn't
that's
work
what I'm saying,
alone.
people, that's what I'm saying,
No,
people
that's not
saying
people. That is the
everything
machine.
else
No.
that
Daddy
they
Lumba-
have to say
Daddy
rather than
Lumba-
getting it from him.
Daddy Lumba is the tip of the pyramid. Okay? That is the Daddy Lumba brand and success. The blocks that have elevated Daddy Lumba to that amazing thing include his store manager, his sound engineer, his producers.
Yeah, but if you are looking at this from time,
what I'm
I
saying
don't
is,
think that the
Lenny,
people he
what I'm
started
saying
with,
that-
some of them are even
what
still
I'm saying is
alive.
that there
I'm
was-
looking at like a holistic,
for us to expect, it's a bit unrealistic for us to expect all those players to come together on their own and provide us this information. We have to be the ones, whether as an industry, as fans, or just as Ghanaians. The various institutions need to protect our creative artists, right, by ensuring that the experiences of all. Look at Sarkodie. Let me use that. Let me juxtapose Sarkodie. Sarkodie is alive and well. What are we learning from him? Nothing. Shatawale, who left for 10 years and managed to reintroduce a bigger, better brand than Bandana, and is still relevant to this morning. The re-emergence of a brand, the impact of Shatawale's re-emergence, the destabilization of the music industry, how he used disruptive marketing to become a house. Who has studied it? Which artist can look at it
you mentioned again? Sorry, I want to pick one of it. The naming after you mentioned. When you're making reference to how we can remember them, you mentioned you said
Martin Luther King.
No. He mentioned like Daddy Lumba something.
I said Osibisa. Daddy Lumba.
You said
No.
performing arts.
He said
was giving
naming-
examples.
The example of what we can name them or remember them
Daddy
with.
Lumba School of
Writing,
School of
Yeah,
performing.
that's
performing
Yeah.
arts.
So I'm still
I said the
rotating.
I said the performance.
A
Do you
museum.
get what I'm saying? Shatawale killed a brand as Bandana.
made a new one.
Re-strategized, came back bigger, better, stronger, and is still relevant. Where is that documented for an upcoming artist to learn? There's nowhere.
So it's the mandate of the creative arts.
It's yes. let's not wait till something happens to somebody and then, oh my God, and then we are streaming his numbers. Why was Daddy Lumba's numbers not streaming 3 weeks ago? And that impact.
So if it's not happening now, would you be expectant of the artist to do it? That's what you are saying. I think that's what Lenny is saying.
I'm working on thin ice.
We have 3 minutes
around
to wrap
this
up,
because
we can extend this conversation.
I'm working on thin ice with this because people are so. I'm seeing social media. People are so sensitive about Daddy Lumba. I don't want to be on anybody's blog, right? But why do we not do this? Why do we always wait till somebody dies? We lost Mark Jordan Amate. We've lost so many great actors. Where are we studying their style? Our unique comedic, what's it called? Improv style of acting. You know, a lot of these guys were unscripted.
Yeah.
We just say, hey, you know, Ejako doesn't read script. That is improv at the apex level.
Yeah.
If Leonardo DiCaprio did improv, it would be all over the world. That, oh my God, you know, he just walks on set and he does it, method acting. Ejako has been doing it for how many years? It's not written on one piece of paper anywhere. Then if we lose the person now, let's do state burial. State burial is a fad. It's a momentary thing. Yes, it's appreciative of the person's magnitude and impact in society. But the state burial no go end. We go close. Somebody else will show about us on Instagram and the stories and the press will go that way. And I'm saying that because the press were making noise about Wendy Shea and whether about us is real or not. That is how our press goes from is when the Shea's Botos real to, oh my God, Lumba is a legend. We don't have a focus point. I'm telling you because these are two stories that have happened factually within
2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
We have 2 minutes to wrap
within
up.
2 weeks, the influx of news.
You won't change your
when
mind.
The Shea's Botos, is it real? Is it BBL? That was the media. And then God forbid, unfortunately, Daddy Lumba died and we forgot about the Botos and we're like, he's a legend, we need to give him state burial. We need to make our minds up.
You know what I'm saying?
We have power. We can either use the power to continue talking about people's Botos or push the narratives and force institutions, force society, force the fans and the listeners and the lovers of the creative arts to create something impactful. But when they say to the you understand? So we need to be impactful and make sure that we use our microphones and our platforms to instill proper ideas and push people to achieve amazing things. Because I'm not going to take you that seriously if you are only making noise about institutionally somebody posthumously. Okay, you understand?
Yeah. So, please.
Hallelujah.
Let me pick your submissions and we wrap up in a minute, guys. Jason, what do you have to say about this?
I think he said it's a lie. I don't know what the lie that was in there, but I think most people might say, okay, something has to be done since nothing is being done. So that's why they call it the state burial and the streets and all these things.
I think our people should be celebrated whilst they are alive.
Yeah, definitely.
You mean that bit? I agree that all of us are at fault with it in whatever industry because there are great politicians who didn't lie and they did very well and then they've been forgotten. You know, there are many of them.
Evans Tamil's lectures. Memorials.
So exactly what you were saying.
But that's because he comes from a very strong academic
background
fraternity. Yeah. So they are doing the right thing. You understand? But how many great other politicians have we lost that it's just poster we'll see?
Yeah, you know, so I'm just thinking that out of a very good place, and I put us on social as well, but out of a very good place, that if can we in any way beyond the funeral service and their music be still being played, you know, have something really iconic named after them, so that
I think that was the premise of the conversation.
Yes, so that my point is that in 50 years, if my daughter is driving on a street and it says Daddy Lumba Street, okay, and that name doesn't connect to a database of any experiential whatever for her, it is just like calling it Afunya Street. Because we are here as Afunya Street.
Exactly.
We don't know what Afunya is about.
Right.
Because Martin Luther connects.
So we are putting the cart in front of the horse. We can do state burial for Daddy Lumba. Name 10 streets after Daddy Lumba.
But it will be
15 minutes from today. A 15-year-old, where are you? I'm in the Lumba intersection. It's meaningless because we have not plugged that ceremonial thing
database.
into a tangible.
Yeah, we'll have
thing.
to find things that will make meaning. But even in the first place, are we even considering naming anything after some of these legends? Because I can imagine the impact of, like you're saying, like the Papa Yanks,
The great people we have.
Like,
You go and everywhere is
like
Mango
these
Street.
are artists.
Jay,
Everywhere is Mango Street.
when we celebrated hip hop at 50, it took some private persons to bring the documentary for us to see even Reggie Rockstone's impact when we went to the museum to see his impact in coining hip life from what hip hop was.
Yeah.
So I think that the onus lies with the creative arts industry. Every stakeholder in the creative arts to look at having a museum purposely for that, documenting the life and times, the struggles, the work that creatives have put in, like, from time. Because if we don't have that, then everything else.
Just
will
to
be
correct you again a bit, that's a Herculean task, right? The museum is just a place where these things are preserved for viewing and experience. If we create the individual things, the museum will form
out of it
on its own. So the focus should not be on let's create a museum. The focus should be let's find a way to document the experiences and the people who are creating these experiences across our various industries: film, music, performative arts, blah blah. If we are documenting them, and today as we are talking, there were 50 documentaries on Ghanaian creatives. That's your museum.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the moment we start talking about let's create a museum, then the question will now start: who are you going to put in the museum, and who will you not put?
Yeah.
But if we focus on documenting the journeys, the stories, the rise of Tema on the music scene, something you cannot forget. It's something you cannot ignore. Tema has played a critical role. Where's the documentary?
We would have to discuss this into detail and look at what can be done or what must be
Afunya
done.
Street.
We have to look at this. But viewers, our time is up on this conversation. It's 13 past 10. Have an amazing morning. We're back tomorrow, and that tomorrow will be a great time for us to delve deeper into this conversation. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here with us this morning. Could you all see you privately? And Lenny, we out.